And a very pleasant good afternoon, football fans, and welcome to the beginning of the 2024 season. Hope springs eternal at the beginning of a new football season, and certainly no different here in Tuli Lake, California, as the Honkers get ready to take on the Butte Valley Bulldogs in the 2024 Fair Bowl. So glad to be with you. My name is Josh Eldridge, joined for the first time this season by Todd Andrus. Todd, here we are at the beginning of a football season. What comes to your mind when you think about the start of a new year?
Well, again, it's these kids. They've been doing two-a-days. They've been out there practicing, and they're just getting excited to hit someone else finally.
Yes, absolutely. So we get ready for kickoff. Two rivals here in the northern section of the California Interscholastic Federation. Excited for this rivalry matchup. Butte Valley enters 0-1, and Tuli Lake ready to kick off their season here today. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll talk about the game that Butte Valley had last week. We'll talk about the history between these two teams and a look at last year's season for Tuli Lake as they come off a season where they were runner-ups in this northern section. Details on all that, plus starting lineups, of course, kickoff on the way. This is the MyBase.com Game of the Week, 1150 and 92.9 KAGO right here.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At MyBasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio.
The pace and reach of social media.
Welcome back to the MyBasin.com Game of the Week. Just about 11 minutes away from kickoff of the 2024 season for the Tuli Lake Honkers. They're taking on the Butte Valley Bulldogs, a rivalry matchup to be sure in the northern section. These two teams played 10 times before. Right now, Butte Valley with a 6-4 advantage in the Lifetime Series, but Tuli Lake has won the previous 4 games in a row. Now, that does include a forfeit win back in 2022, but over this span, the last 4 seasons, Tuli Lake has outscored Butte Valley 116-54 over those last 4 games. In fact, the last Butte Valley win came back on September 29th in 2017. Their last playoff appearance before that back in 2016. But these Honkers, they are no stranger to the playoffs, having made it all the way to the section championship game last year. Now, that is a game that they lost to Hayfork, but certainly being runner-ups in your conference, nothing to be ashamed of, especially in head coach Matt Andrade's second season last year, and 14-8 coming into this year. He took over the program just a couple seasons ago after being an assistant out at Klamath Union, and after taking over a 4-7 program here, led his team to the section championship in just a couple of seasons. He's got a lot of kids who will be seniors this year, juniors as standouts last season. Some guys to keep your eye on: Danny Garcia, one of the most ferocious running backs in this section, and Xavier Silva was an all-conference selection at quarterback last year. We'll be seeing some of him, as well as Anthony Loza. He was the team MVP last year, had a fantastic go of it as a receiver. Very excited for kickoff here tonight. A couple other games going on this weekend that we'll talk about back at home in Klamath Falls. Tonight is the Canal Bowl. Kickoff between Mazama and Klamath Union at Modoc Field is scheduled for 7 o'clock. We'll try our best to give you score updates for that game as we move through tonight's broadcast as well. Then coming up tomorrow, Henley is taking on Lakeview in the season opener for the Hornets. Be sure to catch that game right here on mybasin.com. And if you're listening, you can find it on 104.3 and 960 Sports. Some other teams playing this weekend. Bonanza taking on Illinois Valley to kick off their season. Chiloquin playing North Douglas to kick off the season for the Panthers. And one more thing as well, Oregon State, as we move to the college game. Oregon State, the Beavers taking on San Diego State this weekend. That broadcast begins at 5:30 on your home for Beavers football in the Basin, 104.3 and 960 Sports. And just to give you an update or a look at the rest of the college slate this weekend, the number 7 ranked Oregon Ducks taking on Boise State on Saturday. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff around the state of Oregon. Portland State takes on Weber State on Saturday. Southern Oregon plays Lincoln from California, a team down near Sacramento. George Fox visiting the Redlands to kick off their season, and Western Oregon playing Idaho State. So the Bengals taking on a couple Oregon teams to start their season as well. They'll meet Western Oregon on Saturday. Want to also remind you here in Tuli Lake, California, it is the weekend of the Tuli Lake Butte Valley Fair. Of course, this is the Fair Bowl, but right across the street from the high school, the fair is taking place, so you might hear some things going on about that as we move throughout this evening's broadcast. Looks like they are getting ready to introduce the teams here in just a couple of moments as we get ready for the coin toss. Nice fresh grass surface here in Tuli Lake. No artificial turf. As we get close to kickoff, that's certainly a nice thing when it's hot outside. And it's about 90 degrees as we get closer to kickoff. And we should be down in the mid-80s as we get ready for the game to begin. Our captains meeting at midfield tonight. We'll introduce you to the captains for Tuli Lake. Xavier Silva is going to be speaking down there in the huddle, as well as Eric Salazar, Alfonso Ruda, and Adrian Garcia. For Butte Valley, it's Wyatt Langford, it's Tyler Winkle, and he is joined also by Hunter Stevenson. Now, what kind of things are they going over specifically in that huddle out there, Todd?
Well, they're making sure that the captains know that they're the only ones to communicate with the officials when, if needed, making sure everyone's properly equipped and making sure that they're setting the tone. They're setting the tone for the game. I think the kids are sitting there looking. You got one side sitting there looking and saying, last week was a mistake.
Yeah.
And they have something to prove, and they're here to prove it. You've got one team just saying, finally, we get to play. Let's go out and do it. Start our championship season right now, and let's get it on. So, so exciting.
Now, a rivalry game like this, do you think that tightens things for an officiating crew a little bit? Do you try to let them play a little bit more? What's kind of the strategy behind that?
Well, I think you come in aware that the emotions are a little bit higher than normal, and so you're watching things. But you treat every game the same. You want to be fair, and you want to be, call a good game.
Sure.
You don't want to be part of the game. You just want to have the game happen around you.
All right. Well, it looks like Tuli Lake, they probably lost the toss. Butte Valley deferred. Tuli Lake will be receiving, and they'll do it coming up on the other side. We are just a couple of minutes away from football in Tuli Lake, California. Leave it here for the MyBasin.com Game of the Week.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals
that is second to none.
We're proud to call Klamath Falls our home.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Klamath Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Klamath Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Casting on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO. My name is Josh Eldridge, by Todd Andrus for today's game. Tuli Lake in their white caps. They've got blue jerseys, blue pants, Tuli Lake written across their chest and across their back in white. The numbers in white as well with red trim. For Butte Valley, they've got their maroon caps on with the white jerseys. They've got the maroon pants as well, and maroon numbers and lettering across their back and chest with kind of a gold trim around them. Very excited for tonight's kickoff. As we said a couple minutes ago, Tuli Lake is going to receive the opening kickoff of the season, and quite a fair bit of people out here in Tuli Lake for the Fair Bowl, an anticipated crowd, but we appreciate you watching wherever you might be and however you might be listening for the MyBasin.com Game of the Week. Trying to find out who might be back to receive the opening kick for Tuli Lake. And it looks like be Anthony Loza, the senior wide receiver, and the kickoff return man for the Honkers, as they will wind up going right to left across your screen or across your radio dial. Kicking off for Butte Valley, I believe that's going to be Miguel Vargas, the junior. Eight-man football here in Tuli Lake, if you're unfamiliar, looks a little bit different, but we'll talk more about that once the teams take the field in their eight-man formation. But a lot more room to maneuver out on that field, especially in a situation like this on a kickoff.
Speed is going to be a key.
Officials talking things over with our kicker. And before we get started tonight, want to remind you that tonight's broadcast is also brought to you by Les Schwab Tires. Having the right set of tires and wheels on your vehicle is just part of an essential safety checklist. If you plan on traveling this football season, stop by Les Schwab Tires for a free pre-trip safety check. They're going to make sure that everything's in working order at Les Schwab Tires. 3 locations in the Klamath Basin: Washburn Way, South 6th Street, and on your way to Tuli Lake in Merrill. Les Schwab Tires has been doing the right thing since 1952. Let's see, is it we got a countdown? Is that what that is?
I think they have a problem with the clock right now.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's stuck at 2:43, so that could be what the issue is. Got the athletic director, Tricia McCohen, coming over. Want to extend a thank you to her and the staff here at Tuli Lake for making sure that we had a place to broadcast, and we got this flatbed trailer planted here at the 50-yard line. It was donated by Wainema Elevators. So again, thanks to everybody involved who made today's broadcast possible here in Tuli Lake. Okay, seems like we are about ready for kickoff this afternoon, and it's a short one, kicked about 20 yards downfield. And that's going to be picked up by Garcia, able to break a couple tackles, make his way across the 50. He's got room now to the 30, down to the 25, near the 20, before finally being brought down. A solid return on a short kick, and Tuli Lake is set up with fantastic field position for the opening drive of the ball game.
Yeah, Butte Valley missed a couple key tackles there, arm tackling, not using their body, exploding those hips, and that cost them.
So again, Tuli Lake starting at about the 20-yard line, it seems. It'll be 1st and 10 for them, led onto the field for the first time this season by their senior quarterback, Xavier Silva. He's flanked in the backfield by Danny Garcia. And we'll get you the rest of the starters after this. A handoff to Garcia, coming to the near side, and has his shoelaces wrapped up for a short gain of about 3 yards.
Nice open field tackle by number 7. He went low on him and got the job done.
Also out there with Silva, you're going to see Anthony Loza, the wide receiver. Angel Sandoval also out there. Offensive linemen include Giovanni Perez, as well as Kevin Larson and David Garcia. Looks like another handoff to Danny Garcia. Finds a hole right up the middle and trots in for a Tuli Lake touchdown. Just the second play of the season, and Tuli Lake is on the board for 6.
Yeah, beautiful trap in there. You could see that hole open up, and he just danced right in.
About a 17-yard gain for Garcia on the second play of the season, and Tuli Lake looks like they're attempting a 2-point conversion. Silva takes a snap, looks like a keeper, running along the right side, spins out of one tackle, but is quickly wrapped up short of the line for the 2-point conversion. So we'll move to a Butte Valley possession, but down early. Tuli Lake strikes first in this one. They're up 6-0 in the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO. We'll see Butte Valley take care of the ball on it, so leave it here.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Back with you for the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150, 92.9 KAGO. Tuli Lake striking first with 11 minutes on the clock. They find themselves up 6-0. And Butte Valley, an opportunity to answer the bell. Rodrigo Ramirez back to receive the kick. And the kick is up. Looks like it's coming to the near side for Winkle. He's going to field it at about the goal line and take it out. Trying to run along the far sideline and is knocked down, I think, around the 10. Might be a little bit before as well. A short return for Butte Valley. They've got a long field in front of them for the opening drive of the ball game.
Yeah, a little hesitation there on that kickoff return, and that cost them.
So with about 11 minutes remaining in the first quarter, Butte Valley is going to take over. It looks like right about the 8-yard line. So 92 yards to go as they try to even this game or take the lead. Talking to their head coach before the game, Mr. Chris Versalati was talking about how many different guys are going to be taking snaps to start this game. And the first one is a run right up the middle, good for about 5 yards. And I believe in on the carrier was Winkle. Oh, pardon me. That was Christopher Johnson on the carry there. And it'll be 2nd and about 3 yards to go. Quarterback taking the snap, drops back into the pocket, rolling to the near side and gets rid of it. That's Wyatt Langford, one of the captains and starting quarterback, a senior for these Bulldogs. He tossed the ball out of bounds. It'll be 3rd and short, 3rd and 2 to be exact, with 10:21 to go in the first quarter. Tuli Lake leads this one early, 6-0.
That was a really good decision by rolling out. He didn't have his player open, and he dumped it off and didn't take the loss.
First opportunity at a 3rd down for either team. And Langford this time under center with 2 backs behind him. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, but immediately swallowed up by the Tuli Lake line. And maybe a gain of 1. Tuli Lake seems to think that they popped up with the ball, but I believe the player was down before the ball popped loose. So now 4th and short after a failed third down conversion for Butte Valley, and it seems as though they might go for it.
Yeah, that was great penetration by the Tuli Lake offense or defensive line. Did a great job there. Disrupted the play.
Another snap to Langford. This is another handoff going along the left side, but Winkle wrapped up in the backfield and taken down for a huge loss. A loss of probably 7 or 8 yards on the play, and a failed fourth down conversion gives Tuli Lake 1st and 10 at about the 13 or 14-yard line.
Yeah, that left end for Tuli Lake, he really got in that backfield quick and disrupted the play, and there was no chance after that. So it looks like at about the 12-yard line is where Tuli Lake will take over for their second possession. 9:48 remain in the first quarter. Honkers already up 6-0. This another handoff to Garcia, dancing around the defenders, moving to the left, and he dropped the football. Fumble recovered by, I believe, Butte Valley. Yeah, Butte Valley ball.
Now what you'd expect from Garcia, the sure-handed all-conference running back. A lot of momentum was going the way of the Honkers, but now we'll see if the Bulldogs can try to take advantage. They'll take over with 9:40 to go in the first quarter, and Tuli Lake still leading 6-0. It's going to be at the 9-yard line, so again, similar position where Butte Valley started their previous drive. Run up the gut again, this time the carrier Winkle, and he trudges up for about 3.5 yards. Second down and about 6 to go for Butte Valley. Wyatt Langford, the quarterback. Zeke Winkle, running back we've been talking about, just a freshman, has gotten quite a few carries in the early portion of this ball game. See if that continues. Looks like another handoff, although this time ball carrier Miguel Vargas, the junior, he gets a couple yards on the play that'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Yeah, their success has been inside the tackles. That could be setting something up later, but good job by the interior offensive line moving the guys right now.
3rd and short. Butte Valley missed a third down conversion on their previous drive. Here's their second crack at it. Another run up the middle, and this time the ball pops out, scooped up by Tuli Lake. It's Garcia, and he runs all the way home for a Tuli Lake touchdown. Scoop and score for Danny Garcia, and the Honkers, they lead 12-0.
Yeah, I believe he actually stripped that ball on that play, picked it up, and ran it to the house. Good job.
That's Garcia's second touchdown of the game. First on the defensive side of the ball. Got to feel nice to make up for losing the ball on offense as well. This time, Tuli Lake looks like they are going to kick the extra point, maybe playing it a little bit safer. It'll be the senior Melvin Flores that try to knock it through the uprights and give Tuli Lake a 13-point advantage. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is going to be good. So Tuli Lake with a 13-point lead still in the first quarter, about 8.5 to go in this opening frame. We'll be back as we continue the MyBasin.com. Actually, you know what? We'll stick with you through this break as that was just a 3-play drive for Butte Valley that turned into a scoop and score for Tuli Lake. It seems like early, a couple of changes of momentum, even in the first about 4.5 minutes, but so far Tuli Lake has been able to hold on to it for the most part.
Yeah, Butte Valley's had some success on the inside of those tackles, and if they can continue that and have time control by driving that down, you just got to hold on to the ball. You just have to hold on to the ball. This is the time for them to bounce back.
Again, back to receive for Butte Valley. Winkle and Rodrigo Ramirez, 2 guys back to receive for the Bulldogs. And to kick again for Tuli Lake is Melvin Flores. Kick from Tuli Lake, it's a good one. Caught at about the 10 by Winkle. Brings it up now to the 25 and wrestled backwards. Maybe he didn't quite get to the 30. But it'll be 1st and 10 Butte Valley with about 8:28 to go in the first quarter. as they trail Tuli Lake 13-0.
Yeah, Butte Valley needs a time-consuming drive up the middle to get back into this game.
So actually only brought it out to about the 15. And again, a long field in front of Butte Valley. Got to take care of the football here. First drive ending in a turnover on downs. The next one in a fumble, which was recovered for a touchdown by Danny Garcia. Here we go, 1st and 10, Butte Valley. The snap goes over the head of Langford. He's going to pick it up in the backfield. Chuck one downfield, and a diving catch for Anthony Loza. Oh, my. An interception for Tuli Lake.
That was an incredible interception. Wow. He sold out. He sold out to get that ball. And to win games, you got to sell out once in a while, and he did that. Congratulations.
Second turnover for Butte Valley, and again, gifting the Honkers fantastic field position. And we're going to have timeout called by Butte Valley. And again, we will keep it here for this brief timeout in the action. And yeah, I mean, hard to kind of explain how well he caught that football, but I mean, fully sold out, and it seemed like hovered above the ground for about a second. That was a fantastic play by Anthony Loza.
Yes, great play, and now they're going to see if they can cash in on that great play.
Remind you that tonight's broadcast on mybasin.com is brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza. If you're looking for a great place to eat, head to one of Abby's Legendary Pizza locations for some of the best pizza in the Klamath Basin at 1919 Austin Street or 2226 Shalleck Street near OIT. Abby's Legendary Pizza is a proud supporter of high school sports. Score 13-0. Tuli Lake leads with 8:19 to go in the first quarter. And they've got the ball 1st and 10 at about the 25. Handoff up the middle to Tuli Lake. Alcala on the carry and a gain of about 3 or 4 yards. Be second down.
Yeah, they got it. The initial hit in the backfield. You just need to wrap up, but that was great penetration by that defensive line.
Both teams with the run game early. The one forward pass that we've seen has been intercepted. And with the short field in front of them and what's worked for Tuli Lake, anticipate them keeping the ball on the ground. But alone in the backfield is Xavier Silva. Lined up to the near side is Garcia and Sandoval, along with Jason Orr, 3 wide receivers to the near side. And a quick screen pass is going to be caught by Orr on the near side. And he moves upfield for a gain of about 3 yards, although short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and about 3 to go.
Yeah, that was a little bubble screen and played well by Butte Valley.
First opportunity for the Honkers on 3rd down tonight. Officials having a conversation here with the Tuli Lake captains in the backfield as they get ready to line up at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's telling them he can't move the ball when he gets his hand on it down.
Silva joined in the backfield by Garcia. It's going to be a handoff to Garcia. Finds room up along the right side, blows by everybody, and battles his way into the end zone for another Tuli Lake touchdown.
That was like a downhill skier. He was in and out, weaving. He got down to across that goal line and got the gold medal.
There's about a 13-yard rush for Garcia to find his way into the end zone as he bobbed and weaved around defenders. We'll see if Tuli tries their 2-point attempt again or if they keep it safe by kicking the extra point. It seems like they'll take the latter. It's going to be Melvin Flores to kick as Tuli Lake leads 19-0, trying to push themselves up by 20 with 6:46 to go in the first quarter. The snap and the kick. It is right down Main Street in Tuli Lake with a 20-0 advantage as they have opened this game up big time in just the first quarter. That drive for Tuli Lake lasting 3 plays and about 1:15 seconds, going 25 yards, capped off with a 13-yard rush for Danny Garcia, his 3rd overall touchdown of the game, 2nd at the running back position, and he is having himself an afternoon. Lots of ball game left for Butte Valley. They can try to stick with the game plan of running that ball up the middle, and if they're able to take care of it, hoping that good things will happen. It's Chris Versalotti's first season as head coach with Butte Valley. He's assisted by Ethan Burrow and Lalo Rojo.
I think that's a great point. There's a lot of time on this clock. Get back to your basics, get back to what you were doing well, and things will turn out.
Talked a bit about Butte Valley's season opener. Didn't go the way that they wanted it last week against the defending section champs Hayfork. A 62-0 loss in that game. Here's the kickoff, and it's going to be over the head of the kickoff man for Butte Valley, Rodrigo Ramirez. It'll bounce out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So Butte Valley will get their best starting field position of the ball game so far as they take over 1st and 10, 6:46 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, anytime the ball rolls into the end zone, that's an automatic touchback.
Longest Butte Valley drive of the game so far has been just 4 plays. It was their first drive of the contest where they turned the ball over on downs in a very similar spot to the field and where they're at now. Here we go with a run up the middle, trying to leg his way upfield, but a gain of about 1 yard for Butte Valley on the carry there, Miguel Vargas. Vargas, a junior for the Bulldogs. He heads back to the huddle as his team faces 2nd and 9. Quarterback Langford, flanked on both sides by running backs. A high snap, he corrals it, hands it off to the back into the near side. Finds a bit of a hole, but there is a flag on the play. Moved upfield for about 10 yards, but again, a flag in the backfield. And
yeah, that's coming back for a hold.
Pretty clear one?
Yep.
First penalty of the game for either squad. And this one is going backwards.
It's a shame because they had that play set up. They were going inside, and then break it out. Just got a hold out there.
So we go back 10 yards, which puts us at about 2nd and 19 or so for Butte Valley. Didn't see too much of running the route tree for Butte Valley. I think they're going to stick with their ground game as, again, the same formation comes out with the quarterback flanked on either side. This time a handoff going to the left. And wrapped up after a gain of 1 or 2 yards again is Butte Valley. And I think that was Winkle on the carry there, the young freshman moving upfield for a 3rd and very long for the Bulldogs.
Be interesting to see if Tuli Lake puts pressure on the quarterback on this, because it's definitely a passing down, or if they play back into coverage and defend that first down line.
Score 20-0. Tuli Lake leads. About 5.5 to go in the first quarter. Xavier Silva checking in on defense for Tuli Lake. And here we go. 3rd and long for Butte Valley. Dropping back and dropping a pass downfield to Winkle. Had it on the edge of his fingertips, but just came up empty. And that will bring up 4th and long for the Bulldogs.
Play really read well by number 6. And he was going to make that tackle if that was a catch.
Looks like Butte Valley ready to punt the football. Back to receive for Tuli Lake is Anthony Lowe's. Quarterback to kick at Langford. A low snap, kick to the near side. It's going to bounce around the 30. And it is going to be touched by Butte Valley at about the 33 or 34 yard line. So that's where it'll be down, and Tuli Lake takes over. .505 to go in this first quarter. Tuli Lake up 20-0. And 1st and 10 for the Honkers, and they're going to mark this about the 34 yard line. Still moving field. Honkers have been in enemy territory all game long. Here's 1st and 10. Silva takes the snap. Handoff, come to the near side, turning on the Jets, and he is gone. Max Robinson takes it to the house on the very first play, found a hole and threw on the afterburners, running all the way in for a Honkers touchdown. They now lead 26-0 with 4:56 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, the left side of that line sealed it, and great lane for that running back to get all the way down to the touchdown. Great job by the offensive line. That running back better be congratulating him.
Robinson on that touchdown carry from about 34 yards out. And we'll see Flores attempt the extra point. Kick is low, but it does sneak over the crossbar. No, it doesn't. It must have gone underneath the crossbar just barely. So the score will remain 26-0, 4:56 to go in the first quarter. Tuli Lake in control of the ball game thus far. Interesting thing of note, as far as first downs go, neither team has recorded one, saying Tuli Lake hasn't had to go 1st and 10 more than once on any given drive. They've scored on that first set of downs every single time, even from 34 yards out on that previous possession. It took them one play to do so. Same two back to receive for Butte Valley. Zeke Winkle, Rodrigo Ramirez. If one of those guys can try to find some room, we talked about speed being such a big factor in an 8-man football game. So far, Tuli Lake has showed a lot of it. Butte Valley just hasn't had a lot of room to show off that speed so far.
No, they haven't.
All right, here we go with the kickoff. Melvin Flores. And the kick is up. It's a good one. Kick down, fielded at about the 15. It'll be Rodriguez who takes it up. He dances along the near sideline past the 30, and a big hit delivered that time by the kicker, Flores. And a skirmish along here on the near sideline as the Butte Valley player who was hit fairly hard, that was Rodriguez, stayed on the turf for a moment, but it seems like everybody's popped up and separated themselves. Not sure if that was Tuli Lake celebrating on the sideline or if there was actually words exchanged there. Regardless, teams are separated, and we're ready for 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Rivalry, right next, teams in the same community fighting against each other. That happens once in a while. That was a great return.
Fantastic.
Return. Yeah. Best return they've had so far. Let's see if they can make something out of it.
It's about the 35-yard line, maybe the 36. Butte Valley takes over, 4:48 to go in the first quarter. They've got quite the mountain to climb, down 26-0, but it all starts with one drive. We'll see if they can get it done here. Same formation out for the Bulldogs. Quarterback Langford. Going to take the snap, drop back to pass, has plenty of room. There is a flag down on the field as Langford comes to the near sideline. He unrolled the pass downfield, incomplete, but looks like another holding call against the Bulldogs. There's a reason that Langford had so much time to throw, and that's why the flag was out there on the field.
Yeah, in 8-man football, those passes got to be quick. They got to be quick. You see your first read, you get off it, go to the next one, then dump it off. Get it out of there and live for another down. You don't want to be doing holding and going back 10 yards.
So they'll face 1st down and 20. And after a great kickoff return, Butte Valley then again back up against the wall a little bit. They've had the confidence to air it out, haven't had a great completion yet, but we'll see if they continue to try that. Down 26 points in the first quarter. Langford takes a pass. Has some time in the pocket again. Here throws a pass down to the near sideline, and again it is picked off by Loza. Finds some room coming along the near sideline. Loza past a group of bodies and finally dragged out of bounds inside the 10. His second interception of the game almost took it to the house, but Tuli Lake will get 1st and goal with 4:24 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, just a little bit too much air on that pass. gave the Tuli Lake guy a great opportunity to intercept it, and then he did what he needed to, man. He returned it. Gave him a great opportunity to score.
It'll be 1st and goal from about the 8-yard line. And again, about 4:24 to go in this first quarter. Tuli Lake looking to pile on their already large 26-0 lead. Silva has got one man behind the line of scrimmage with him. It's Sandoval. And timeout is taken by the Bulldogs. That's already their second this half, one remaining. And a fine time for us to remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Picking the right path can make the journey easier, the distance shorter, and can assure that you end up at the right place. Whether you're dreaming of owning a home or you just want a great checking account, Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union can help you reach your goals. And if you're watching on the live stream on mybasin.com, pretty good look at the Tuli Lake huddle there. And their third-year head coach, Matt Andrade, was an assistant at Klamath Union for a number of years under their longtime head coach, Tom Smith, and found his way to the Tuli Lake program and has done a fantastic job with it. And it's just his second season, led his squad to a section championship game. And with a lot of returning players, they hope for a repeat of fortunes or maybe even one more step. They'll play the defending champion Hayfork later on in the season. I believe it's their last game of the year. And that's a shared opponent they have with Butte Valley. Again, we talked about the Bulldogs. They lost 62-0 to Hayfork last week, and kind of a similar first quarter for Butte Valley last week as well. They were down 38-0 after the first quarter. And not only that, they've got to play Tuli Lake again next week. So trying to find some things that work is important today as Tuli Lake takes over 1st and goal from the 8. It's a shovel toss going to the far side, and again it is Robinson, and he will trot into the end zone for an 8-yard touchdown score for Tuli Lake. That gives them a 32-0 lead.
Yeah, no containment on the left side there for Butte Valley, and Tuli Lake took advantage of it.
And Tuli Lake, they've got about a 50% success rate kicking the extra point. They haven't been able to get that 2-point conversion down yet. We'll see. It looks like that might be what they go after here, up 32-0. And it is. Tuli Lake going for the 2-point conversion. Silva with the reverse handoff coming to the near side and getting into the end zone with ease is Angel Sandoval. And the 2-point conversion is good, giving the Honkers a 34-0 lead with 4:13 to go in the first quarter.
This is the time that Butte Valley needs to really dig deep. Get small successes. They grow into big successes. Just focusing in on getting a score in this half.
Can start to feel like a lot, especially, they had that good kickoff return, were handicapped by a couple of penalties. They've done some nice things up the middle. They just haven't been able to put it all together on one drive. And I think that's exactly what you're talking about, Todd. Just those small things. If you can get a drive to last a couple minutes, a couple first downs here in this first quarter, and see what you can take from it. Because, again, you play this very same team next week.
Yeah, and they've got to give their defense a rest. They've got to get some a drive at least, take off 3 or 4 minutes, and that's a success right there.
Again, Ramirez and Winkle back to receive for the Bulldogs. And the kick is up. Line drive to the near side. It's going to bounce and kick around out of bounds. And so Butte Valley again will get some decent field position to start this possession. They'll take over with 4:13 to go in the first quarter, down 34-0. And they'll take it at the 35. Best starting field position for them this ball game. well, actually tied for the best. They did have a kickoff return to about this position on their previous drive. Were unable to make anything happen with it, though. Hoping to take advantage here. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Handoff up the middle, quickly swallowed up. No gain on the play. And I believe that was Rodrigo Ramirez in on the carry for the Bulldogs. But again, no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10. Yard to gain is the 45. Another snap taken under center and another run right up the gut for the Bulldogs, but quickly snuffed out again by Tuli Lake's front line.
Yeah, great penetration, and that's killing that play.
Butte Valley 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions so far this afternoon. A couple of swaps coming in on defense for Tuli Lake. It looks like Max Martinez Bravo is checked in, and Ivan Jamie in on the field as well. Handoff coming to the near side, taken down in the backfield for about a 5-yard loss. And Martinez Bravo, right as he checks into the game, already making an impact with that tackle in the backfield.
It was almost like they knew what the play was. I mean, great job getting upfield and disrupting it and then making the tackle.
4th and about 18 to go. And the Bulldogs will punt. Kick is a high punt. Back is Jamie. He'll field it at about the 35. Takes it up past the 50. Now to the 40, to the 35, the 30. There's a flag in the backfield. Jamie's going to take it all the way to the house, but we'll see if this comes back with the laundry on the field.
Yeah, when you weave back like that, you're open to a block in the back. That's what I think is going to come out of here.
We'll pay attention to the white cap along the far side of the field, and that's exactly what it's going to be against the receiving team, the Honkers. And so this one is headed back. Good idea there from Jamie to try to get around the defenders. He made some nice moves, but ultimately the penalty has brought them back. So we'll see Tuli Lake's offense take over once again. 1st and 10 with about 2:30 to go in this first quarter. And we'll see exactly from where the flag was to where the penalty might be, but it looks like this will be as far back as Tuli Lake has started to drive all game. To this point, it had been the 34-yard line as in Butte Valley territory where Tuli has started. Now all the way back in their own territory at about the 40-yard line. And here we go, 1st and 10 from the Tuli Lake 40. Longest field in front of the Honkers all afternoon. Ismail Garcia, tight end, is in the game. Silva rolling out to his right, dumps off a quick pass to Sandoval, but quickly scurries out of bounds after just a short gain of about 1 yard. 2nd and 9 on the way for Tuli Lake.
When you start getting a lead like this, then you start to experiment a little bit on some of the other things, and I suspect we'll see a lot more passing right now from Tuli Lake.
Silva had a good year passing last season, was an all-league selection. At a 66% completion percentage. Here he takes a snap, rolls to his left. Tosses one about 10 yards. There he gets the first down and then some. Garcia, again, all alone, gets by the defender and into the end zone. And another huge touchdown reception for Tuli Lake. That one from about 60 yards out. And that puts the Honkers up once more.
It was a great pass, good catch, turned it upfield. And like a little boy in the middle of a farm field with Mama calling saying dinner time, he ran home and took it to the house.
40-0. The Honkers with the advantage. That drive took them 2 plays, and Garcia another touchdown in this game. It's got his name written all over it. In to kick the extra point once again is Flores. The hold, the kick. Got enough air under it that time, and it's through the middle. And the Honkers, they've got a 41-0 advantage with 2:11 to go in the first quarter. And that pass was completed about 8 yards downfield, and Garcia took it the rest of the way. And again, his 4th touchdown, 3rd on offense this game. Garcia, typically a running back, but as a receiver last year, out of the backfield as well, had 11 touchdown catches and already has 1 today, 2 rushing touchdowns. He's having a good go of it this afternoon. Flores again to kick. Back to receive once again for the Bulldogs is Winkle and Ramirez. And let's see, what are we looking at here?
Well, they changed up their number 7's been returning the ball, and now number 5's going to get a chance, it looks like, if they kick it to him.
Oh, gotcha, coming along the near side. There you go. They swapped up where they were standing on the field. And this is going to be fielded by Winkle near the goal line. Tries to go along the far sideline and doesn't get much. And you're right, Todd. They had 7 and 5, just kind of flipped there. And so that was an opportunity for Winkle to try to make something happen, but comes up short of the 10 on the return. Butte Valley takes over with 2:04 to go in the first quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 9. And it looks like the clock is running for Butte Valley. Tight bunch in the backfield for the Bulldogs. Their typical running formation, and this no different, although a little bit of room along the outside and a gain of about 6 yards for the Honkers, or pardon me, for the Bulldogs. I believe that was Winkle, the freshman, on the carry, trying to get him involved. You know, when the Bulldogs were working in their first few possessions up the middle, it was Winkle on the carry often and gets another touch there.
Yeah, they were trying the fullback, and that wasn't working, so now they're hitting the tailback, and that's getting some room up there.
Play coming in from the sideline. Again, first-year play caller for Butte Valley, Coach Chris Versalati. Talked to him a little bit before the game. Was excited for the opportunity to play here against Tuli Lake. Note about the rivalry game. It's another handoff. Goes along the left side, and a gain of about 5 yards. Looked to be right at the marker. We'll see if he ends up with the first down. I think that was Winkle again on the carry. But we have a timeout on the field, and it looks like a player down. And it looks like it's number 5, although hard exactly to say from this angle here. We'll try to make sure everything is okay. In the meantime, as we wait for this player to get back up on his feet, we'll remind you that tonight's broadcast on mybasin.com, as well as every other broadcast this season, is brought to you by Coldwell Banker Home and Premier Realty. They know that little things can add up to big bills when you're buying, selling, or owning a home. That's why Coldwell Banker Home and Premier Realty's exclusive beyond-the-sale guarantees protect buyers, sellers, and homeowners from unexpected repair bills. To learn more, call Coldwell Banker Home and Premier Realty today. And it looks like he's able to get back up on his feet and helped off the field a little bit, luckily close to his sideline. And that was Zeke Winkle, who is down there, but good to see that he's able to get back up and walk off the field there as we get ready to resume play. I want to see if, after all of that, if he earned a first down. He was fairly close.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the first down of the game.
One of the things we talked about a moment ago, Todd, those small victories and certainly getting a first down on a nice run up the middle with a freshman no less. The Bulldogs will take that one.
Yeah, most definitely.
You said it, first down of the game for either team, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20. And coming along the near side is the quarterback after the snap, and he is rolled up for a huge loss. Ivan Jaime in on the tackle, the defensive back, going all the way in the backfield, now behind the 10 at about the 6-yard line. 2nd and very, very long for the Bulldogs after such a positive few plays up the middle.
Yeah, didn't watch the ball into his hands, and then the defense saw that ball on the ground and just took off for it. And although Butte Valley was able to recover it, the damage was done already.
And that looks like it will mark the end of the first quarter. The score after one, Tuli Lake in control of the Fair Bowl, up 41-0 over Butte Valley. We'll step aside, and when we come back, it's second quarter action on the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150 and 92.9 KA.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Josh Eldridge and Todd Andrus back with you for the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO. In the second quarter here in Tuli Lake, at Tuli Lake High School, the Honkers lead the Butte Valley Bulldogs 41-0. And Tuli Lake's offense was really able to do kind of whatever they wanted to in that first quarter. Lots of long rushes for long scores as well. A 17-yard score, 13 yards, 34 yards. And the biggest of all, a 60-yard touchdown catch by Danny Garcia was the last score for Tuli Lake. But Todd, you made an interesting point during that break about the sun to our right side, and now Tuli Lake's going to have to drive into that, and it's tough to kind of state it on this video broadcast or especially over the radio, but that sun is brutal.
It is brutal, and I think Butte Valley is just happy to go against it now. Or the other way, excuse me. The other way. Yeah.
See if that helps them a little bit with the forward pass game. Haven't been able to find too many receivers downfield. An interception. Well, 2 interceptions have been thrown for their quarterback. Langford might have some better luck driving now from right to left, west to east here in Tuli Lake. This will be a handoff.
Oh, nice.
No, it looks like maybe a keeper coming along the near side.
Yeah, it was a handoff, but there was a nice block, kick-out block that created that hole up inside there, and good gain. Good gain.
It'll still be 3rd and long, about 3rd and 12, but a 7-yard gain on the play on the run to the near side for Butte Valley. And they've had plenty of positive plays on this drive, more so than they have previously. This will be the longest drive of the game for Butte Valley, 5th play coming up. And another handoff, this time to the far side. Wasn't able to get north and south as much on that play. On the carry for Butte Valley was Christopher Johnson. But now 4th and 15 on the way for the Bulldogs. They've opted to punt in this situation after going for it on 4th down in the opening drive. But coming up short there puts them 0 for 5 on 3rd down conversions tonight. And we will see a punt coming up for Butte Valley. Garcia to receive for Tuli Lake. He's going to pick it up at the 50, brings it up to the 45, coming to the near side of the field. Now to the 40, Now to the 35, gets the 30, past the 25, down to the 20, to the 10, and into the end zone. But a flag is on the field at about the 30-yard line. And another situation where this one could be coming back.
That's in the area of a block in the back, but we'll see.
And that's exactly right. Blocking the back again during the return. A similar situation where Garcia was going one way, cut back across the field, and almost an identical play to the previous block in the back that we saw.
Yeah, it was a shame. 69 downfield, believe it or not, had a really great block and really opened up that sideline. And but you just had a block in the back for that running back to get to that sideline. So
it'll be 1st and 10 Honkers. They'll take it at the Butte Valley 40. 10.5 to go in the first half. The Honkers up 41-0. And again, this is the first time that Tuli Lake is having to drive into that western setting sun. Silva takes the snap. A handoff to Robinson. Gets by one defender, now by two. Up to the 30. Gets the first down and more, but 2 flags thrown at the side of the tackle. And awaiting a call there after a good run there by Max Robinson. And another block in the back for Tuli Lake. A little bit overzealous there, and this one coming back as well.
Even though they had a block in the back there, Tuli Lake is playing 5 yards down the field.
Yeah.
And before even Butte Valley even gets close to the play. And they've got to get some more. Their defensive line has got to get penetration, seal the edge to create some disruption in there. It's just not happening.
Tuli Lake with the football. It'll be 1st and 8 after the penalty. Three receivers. Trips lined up to the left side for Silva. He's alone in the backfield. Takes the snap, looks to the screen pass, but overthrows his receiver. Intended receiver on the play was Dathan Colano, the sophomore receiver. But Silva just tossed it right over his head, so it'll be 2nd and 8. Silva threw for 14 touchdowns a year ago, averaged 124 yards per game on his way to an all-league selection in the northern section of the CIF. 2nd and 8. Silva takes the snap, rolls out on the play action, comes to the near side, finds a receiver downfield, and it is caught by Jason Orr. A gain of about 13 yards, good for a Tuli Lake first down. Their first of the contest.
Yeah, that was just a 10-yard out, and he was, pitch and catch. First down.
Be 1st and 10 at about the 25-yard line. Tuli Lake driving into Butte Valley territory, looking for their 7th score of the game. Receiver set up to the near side is going to be Colano. Also to the near side is Osvaldo Hernandez. Behind Silva is Max Robinson in the formation. And the snap. A handoff to Robinson, dances around to the left side, gets by one defender, cuts upfield, gets the first down inside the 10, but a flag is thrown as he steps out of bounds. And this could be a familiar refrain. We'll see if this is another block in the back against Tuli Lake, and that's exactly what it is. Another positive run play comes back for the Honkers. And although Tuli Lake hasn't scored quickly on this drive, Todd, we talked a little bit about in the first quarter about how Butte Valley's defense needs a rest. And these plays going back and having to replay first down, yes, Tuli Lake isn't scoring, but you'd like to see the offense out there instead.
Yeah, most definitely. Hands on hips right now. You can see they're getting tired.
It'll be 1st and about 7 for Tuli Lake. The yard to gain is the 15. Here at the 22-yard line, driving downfield. Another handoff. And a jumble of bodies about 4 yards upfield. Taken down at the 18. And it'll be 2nd and about 4 to go.
Yeah, you're really starting to see that offensive line wear down on that defensive line. Early in the game, they were getting a penetration, maybe a yard down the field when Tuli Lake would get hit. Now it's 4 or 5 yards down the field, and conditioning is going to really matter right now.
Silva by himself in the backfield, takes the snap, rolls out to his left, looks downfield, unhurls the pass. That is caught by Ivan Jaime into the end zone, and a Tuli Lake touchdown. That puts Tuli Lake up 47-0 with 7:50 to go in the first half as they attempt an extra point. That is the first touchdown catch for Jaime this game, and the second touchdown pass for Xavier Silva in the contest. And they are going to kick the extra point with Melvin Flores to do the honors. Kick is up, and it is good, and Tuli Lake with a 48-point advantage here in the first half. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll continue your coverage from Tuli Lake, California. This is the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150 and 92.9 KO.
What rhymes great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Josh Eldridge and Todd Andrus back with you from Tuli Lake for the MyBasin.com Game of the Week. Right now the Honkers lead the Butte Valley Bulldogs 48-0. Another good drive there by the Honkers, going 5 plays. They went about 60 yards in about 3 minutes was that last drive for the Honkers, and they find themselves up big here in the second quarter. And a nice catch to cap off that last drive from Ivan Jaime from about 18 yards out. And the kick is up. It's going to be touched by Ramirez and go out of the back of the end zone. Maybe he didn't quite get his fingertips on it. Regardless, Butte Valley will come out to the 20 to start their drive. And we were talking a little bit, Todd, about that last play. And the defender for on Jaime there just kind of lost track of him. We were talking about how young this team is. I counted it up. This Butte Valley team only carries 3 seniors compared to, quite a few more for Tuli Lake. And it's certainly telling a little bit about how much more experienced this Tuli Lake team has been in the early parts of this ball game.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. It's a learning experience right now for Butte Valley, and what they need to do is look at every play as an opportunity. Every play is an opportunity, and work on that. So.
Here's looks like it's a downfield forward pass and a flag in the backfield. Quarterback still scrambling for Butte Valley, trying to find some room downfield, but eventually Langford still on his feet. I thought he ran out of bounds, but then just launches one downfield. Looked like his intended receiver was Ramirez, but a flag well before the ball was thrown. And with how much Langford was dancing around back there, we're probably looking at a hold or something along those lines against the Bulldogs. And that's exactly what it is. It's going to be a hold against Butte Valley. And so, again, this one going back. And Langford didn't really have a man downfield, didn't decide to keep it himself to move up and down the field. He was moving around in the backfield pretty well, was able to get around defenders, but again, assisted by that hold. This ball's going back to the 10. So what was the hold was declined?
It was a blindside block also.
Gotcha.
So that's the penalty they took.
Understood. And is that more yardage?
It's point of the foul instead of line of scrimmage.
Gotcha. So it looks like a timeout was called. We'll stick with you through this timeout. I believe it was a Tuli Lake timeout. That's their first of the half. Want to remind you that high school football continues this season on mybasin.com tomorrow night as the Henley Hornets, the defending 4A state champions, they take on Lakeview at Henley High School. You can join Matt Bowling and Kevin Petrick on the call tomorrow night at 7 o'clock right here on mybasin.com. Or if you like to listen as well, it'll be over on our sister station on 104.3 and 960 Sports. Henley taking on Lakeview tomorrow night. Also just getting started back home in Klamath Falls, the Canal Bowl set to kick off at 7 o'clock. That's about 3 minutes away. Again, we'll try to keep you updated on scores as we move throughout tonight's broadcast. That's certainly a game to watch. Both teams with new head coaches, and Klamath Union playing down a classification to 3A. And we'll certainly be curious to see how the Canal Bowl plays out, their 46th meeting between the Vikings and the Pelicans.
Yeah, with them moving down, it's really neat that they keep that special game going.
Absolutely. First week of the season, though, it's a little bit strange. I've been seeing a lot of that, though. You like to see that matchup later in the year, but, hey, at least they get it in, of course.
Yeah. Well, Oregon State.
That's exactly the
now.
same, yeah. Here in Tuli Lake, it's 48-0 Honkers lead the Bulldogs of Butte Valley down in Doris. And 1st and 20 for the Bulldogs. New quarterback checks into the game for Butte Valley, and a long pass downfield is incomplete. But the intended target, former quarterback Wyatt Langford, I believe that was Alvarado in at quarterback. It might have been Hunter Stevenson. We'll try to make sure of that positively here in a moment. So it looks like it'll be Hunter Stevenson, the sophomore, getting some snaps at quarterback. Trying to change things up. They seem confident with him throwing the ball downfield, and he'll be back there with a couple backs on either side. And another pass on the way. Stevenson trying to find the near sideline, and the pass is caught along the near sideline. A great catch by Ramirez. And that is downfield for about 14 or so yards. Still 3rd and 6, though, or 3rd and 7 coming up for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, great concentration by number 7, catching that ball, putting one foot down, and then protecting it as he went out of bounds.
3rd down on the way for Butte Valley. 0 for 5 to that respect so far. And Butte Valley getting their formation down. It looks like it might be a trick play as the quarterback tossed it then back to Langford. He's going to try to go along the far sideline and, in fact, scurries out well before the line of scrimmage. And it seemed like Butte Valley tried to maybe get Langford to throw a forward pass after the lateral, but just didn't pan out, and that brings up 4th and 11.
Yeah, you know, you're having some success, and you're moving the ball a little bit here in chunks. I know you're down by 48 points, but I'm not liking the trick play. You're 5 yards. You should be able to get 5 yards.
Butte Valley keeping the offense out there well in their own territory. They're going to snap this ball right around the 30. And again, it'll be Stevenson to drop back to pass, throw downfield, and there's going to be pass interference, looks like, on that play, and probably going against Tuli Lake as well. Looked like the defender made contact with Ramirez well before the ball got there.
Yeah, he put his 2 hands right in his back and threw him down, and it was well covered.
Yeah.
So he didn't need to do that, but learning opportunity for him.
So that should bring up 1st down for Butte Valley. And I believe that the point of contact was made at around the 40. maybe a little bit before as well, so this ball will move quite a ways upfield.
Yeah, it's a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage.
Okay. So here we go, 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Butte Valley still in their own territory, trying to move upfield. The tackle is made about 4 yards downfield. On the carry was Winkle. The ball popped out, but I believe Winkle was down before the fumble, and that's the ruling.
Yeah, good call by that line judge. His knee was down before he lost that ball.
Solid gain of 5 yards for the freshman, and it'll be 2nd and 5 for Butte Valley. Snap and a handoff to the fullback, trudging upfield for a gain of 3 yards. And on the carry there for the Bulldogs was number 31, the sophomore Christopher Johnson. 3rd and short on the way for Butte Valley, and a good opportunity to try to convert on 3rd down for the first time tonight. And fumble snap. Stevenson is going to be wrapped up after fielding the fumbled snap and goes backwards about 7 yards. It'll bring up 4th and 9.
As a coach, that you just cringe on that. You're moving the ball down. You're 3rd and 1 or 2, and you're killing yourself on that, unfortunately.
Looks like they're going to give him a little bit of where the contact was made instead of where he drove back. So it'll be 4th and about 6 for Butte Valley. They've moved the ball well up the middle, but they've gone to the fullback these last couple of plays. We'll see where they go now on 4th and 6. Handoff coming to the near side and tackled in the backfield, and on the carry was Miguel Vargas, and a turnover on downs gives Tuli Lake possession in Butte Valley territory with under 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, and Tuli Lake up 48-0.
Yeah, the running back needs to stay a little patient on that. It was a kick-out block, and he blocked him right into where he's running. If he stayed patient and cut it up, he might have had a chance to get the first down.
1st and 10 at about the 33-yard line. And again, 4:45 to go in the first half. Tuli Lake up 48-0 in the 2024 Fair Bowl. See if Tuli Lake continues to, and a flag here in the backfield, is that delay a game for Tuli Lake. They took a bit too long to get into formation, and I'm trying to find out there. I don't believe Silva is out on the field. Tuli Lake might be trying to get some snaps in for some of their backup quarterbacks. Looks like we might have had a timeout as well taken by the Honkers. That is their second of this half. Each team with one timeout remaining. 4:24 to go in the first. 48-0 Honkers. They're well in control of this game. We talked about it a little bit, but coming up for Tuli Lake next week is another date with Butte Valley, although that game will be played in Doris. After that, they've got a game against Branson. That's on the 21st on the road. Their next is the opener against Plumish Charter, 6 o'clock here at Tuli Lake High School. For Butte Valley, after the back-to-back games against Tuli Lake, we'll take a look at their schedule coming up. It'll be against Bernie, a game at home in Doris on the 20th. Then they'll hit the road to Denver on the 27th to close out the month of September. All right, first and about 18 to go. They're going to call it actually 1st and 15 for the Honkers, as that seems more accurate. They're taking this one from about the 41. And a fumble snap in at quarterback for Tuli Lake was Sandoval, and he is wrapped up in the backfield. A loose ball on a fumble, and I think Butte Valley fell on it.
Tuli still got it.
Wow, they recovered just in time. No? Did they just call it Butte Valley? Yeah, Bulldogs fell on it. That's a turnover. And the Bulldogs will take possession, 1st and 10 in Tuli Lake territory. Maybe some confusion. Was there false start before the play?
Well, it looked like it was not enough men on the line
Gotcha.
or too many people in the backfield. But and then they called that ball dead really quick. That gave Butte Valley the ball, and although Tuli Lake came out of the pile with the ball, they ruled it Butte Valley's ball. Best field position they've had all game.
Yeah, into Tuli Lake territory. They'll have it at the 45.
They've got to cash in now. They've got to cash in, get their first touchdown of the year.
Snap taken by the new quarterback, Stevenson. Looks over the middle, downfield, and a nice play to break up the pass downfield. That was Ivan Jaime again. Leapt up, got a fingertip on it, and just threw the ball off course enough to fall incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
If he doesn't make that play, we're talking about the first touchdown of the year. That was a good route, just to get a little bit more air on it, and that would have scored.
Seems like Butte Valley is confident with the sophomore Stevenson and throwing the ball downfield. He's completed 2 passes already, both to the sidelines, though that time looking up the middle. We'll see where they go. 2nd and 10. Stevenson drops back into the pocket, has plenty of room, rolls out to his right. Lots of room. He's going to go upfield with it. He's going to find some room along the far sideline upfield. Flag is thrown after the play. And, yeah, that'll be a penalty against Tuli Lake. He was about out of play by that time that hit came in.
Yeah, and I think he went a little high on that hit, so that's going to be an additional 15.
Helmet contact, illegal head-to-head there. So there you go, Todd. Exactly another 15 yards downfield. So Butte Valley moving the ball, but a great rollout. And finally we see a Butte Valley quarterback decide to take it himself, move upfield, and get some good yardage. It would have been a first down regardless, I think, but you tack on those extra yards, and Butte Valley in a good spot here.
And he's rolling out and he's getting some additional time. So he's buying his time. He's making some good, solid throws, and when he's not seeing it, he's tucking in and run it. And great job.
So 1st and 10 from the 20 in Tuli Lake territory, and Stevenson alone in the backfield. Going to have time to throw again, looking over the middle, and the pass is caught. Oh, incomplete. No. I thought he reined that in just short of the goal line. Incomplete pass will go 2nd and 10.
Just a hair behind him. If he was on the other side, that's a touchdown.
Intended target was the senior, Eric Alvarado. But again, another good route run and an opportunity for Butte Valley to score. Throwing over the middle of the field. Tuli Lake has defended it well, though. Here we go, 2nd and 10 from the 20. Butte Valley in the red zone for the first time tonight.
Those passes are going to continue to stretch that defense. Then you can hit a quick run right up the middle, and you should get some good yardage that way.
Stevenson taking this snap from under center. There is that handoff up the middle. And on the carry again, looked to be Vargas. He's a tall junior, playing the fullback position, made his way upfield for about 4 yards. It'll be 3rd and 6. Clock still ticking away, 3:21 to go in the first half. Tuli Lake leads 48-0. Stevenson again under center, another handoff, and trying to run along the right side, a gain of about 2 yards for Vargas. But it'll bring up 4th and about 5.
Yeah, good job by that defense staying home. It was a little bit of a misdirection, and by staying home, he got the tackle.
Butte Valley going for it on 4th down, deep into Tuli Lake territory. Stevenson again will be under center, and another handoff, although this time going to the right side. I think, though, just short of the first down, and he is. It was a gain of 4 with 5 to go, and it'll be 1st and 10, Tuli Lake, and about the 10-yard line, and maybe about the 11.
Again, I think that's one of those small victories. You drove the ball down the field. You took a lot of time off the clock. You gave your defense some rest. You got in a game like this, you got to look for those.
All right, the Honkers take over, led by new quarterback in the game, Angel Sandoval, the senior. He's taken some snaps, 1st and 10 from their own 11. This is a handoff to Robinson coming around the near side. Gets to one defender, now past the 20 to the 30. Gets past the 35 and brought down at about the 36-yard line. A big gain upfield by Max Robinson. We've become accustomed to that from Tuli Lake, a big first down. And they'll take it from about the 36-yard line.
Got around that edge, and then the speed. Then the speed got him down the field.
About a 25-yard gain on that play. And here we go, 1st and 10. This time the handoff goes up the middle to Alcala. He keeps going, rolling through defenders, and finally taken down after a gain of 10. Made first contact, only a few steps past the line of scrimmage, but drug everybody with him to a first down.
That was a neat run to watch. That's someone who wanted it. He wanted it.
Absolutely. All right, 1st and 10. Tuli Lake still in their own territory at the 45-yard line. Moving downfield efficiently, though, as Sandoval takes the snap. Again, hands it off to Alcala. Keeps on going, and another one where he just refuses to go down. That time for a gain of about 5.5 yards, bringing up 2nd down. Alcala, a junior, and getting his first touches. He's been making the most of them. 2nd and about 4 to go. Line to gain the 45 in Butte Valley territory. Tuli Lake now driving downfield at the 49. Snap and a fumble on the snap. Quickly falling on it was Sandoval. It looked like he was trying to hand it off to a receiver on a sweep play, but fumbled the transaction and brings up 3rd and long. So mark it 3rd and 11. Tuli Lake on the ball quickly. They have one more play to go. 14 seconds remain in the half. Now 10 seconds. They get the snap off. Another handoff to Alcala. Spins off of one tackle and gets back to about the 50-yard line. It'll be 4th and 5, but that is the final play of the first half. And a dominating half for the Honkers of Tuli Lake High School. They find themselves up 48 to nothing. After 24 minutes. We'll be back with a few halftime stats. We'll try to find out what's happening back at the Canal Bowl, as well as get you updated what's going on else around the state of Oregon. So stick with us for more of the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Roll into summer. Save up to $200 instantly on a wide selection of tires and wheels. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. we want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Josh Eldridge, Todd Andrus back with you for the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150, 92.9 KAGO. At halftime here in Tuli Lake, California, the Honkers lead 48-0. They wasted no time jumping on the scoreboard to start the ball game, scoring in 2 plays on their first possession on a 17-yard score from Danny Garcia. It would be his first of 4 scores in that first half. He added one with about 9 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first quarter on another, that was a fumble reception recovery for a score. There was an interception as well for Tuli Lake. They scored 7 times in that first half. Garcia scored the first 3. Max Robinson got on in the action for a 34-yard touchdown run, added an 8-yard touchdown run. There was a 60-yard catch there by Garcia to get into the end zone. And then we also had Jaime in on a catch as well from about 18 yards out. Tuli Lake seemed to do pretty much whatever they wanted to in that first half against Butte Valley.
Yeah, they controlled the line. They controlled the edges. Time of possession, most definitely they had. And, Butte Valley's just tired. You can see that they're tired, and they've been on the field a lot. Their defense has been on the field a lot, and now they're playing for pride. Now it's time to play for pride.
Young and inexperienced, this team, and that's certainly not dragging them at all, but only 3 seniors that they carry, a first-year head coach. You're playing against one of the best teams in your section. What do you think Butte Valley can take from a game like this?
Well, I think if they come out in the second half and try to win the second half, and that should be their goal, that should be their focus, get their first touchdown of the year. And again, I've made a comment a number of times, small victories lead to big victories. So today what they really need to be focused in on, especially with the young team, is how do I earn those small victories? No more penalties.
Yeah,
they have killed them in some of their drives, and get rid of those penalties. Move the ball down, control the clock, get it score, and win the second half.
All right, we'll see if they're able to do that. Halftime continues here in Tuli Lake. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll get you an update on the Canal Bowl happening back in Klamath Falls, as well as take a look at what else is happening this weekend around the Basin. Leave it here for the MyBasin.com Game of the Week. Right now, Tuli Lake leads 48-0 over Butte Valley at time, and we will be right back.
At MyBasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals
that is second to none.
We're proud to call Klamath Falls our home.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
You did broadcasting in school too?
Well, welcome you back to 92.9 and 1150 KAGO and MyBasin.com for our continuing coverage here in Tuli Lake of the Game of the Week. I want to go over a couple of different things happening back home in Klamath Falls and give you a score update of some different things as we wait for the folks back on the radio to join us on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO. Appreciate you watching us for free, though, on mybasin.com. All right, so we talked about the Canal Bowl a little bit tonight. They kicked off about 20 minutes ago. Latest score update I got, might be getting another one here in a couple minutes, but 6-6 right now, 7:27 to go in the first quarter, and it looks like one more touchdown has just been scored. 51-yard touchdown run. I believe that'll go to Mazama. Yeah, up 13-7, 5:07 to go in the first quarter. We'll keep you updated on that score as we move throughout the evening. I want to thank Matt Bowling out there for covering that game for us as well. Coming up tomorrow, you can hear Matt Bowling on the call at Henley High School as the Hornets get ready to take on Lakeview. That kickoff is at 7 o'clock. Also going on back at the Basin tomorrow, Bonanza taking on Illinois Valley. Chiloquin plays North Douglas. And for college football, on Saturday, 7 o'clock, you can check out Oregon State taking on San Diego State. That broadcast starts at 5:30, 7:30 kickoff there in San Diego, and that you can listen to on 104.3 and 960 Sports. Also on Saturday, we won't carry a broadcast for this, but I'm sure you can find one. Number 7, Oregon hosting Boise State. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff tomorrow as well. So try to keep you updated on everything going on for football. Of course, keep your eyes on mybasin.com for things happening locally in high school football, as we'll get you score updates from the weekend on our website. All right, 2 minutes away left to go in halftime, and I believe the players will come out and have a bit of warm-up after the fact as well. Right now, Tuli Lake up 48-0 over Butte Valley. The Bulldogs, we've said it a few times, looking for their first touchdown of the season. They were beat by Hayfork last week, 62-0, and Tuli Lake opening up their season tonight, and doing so in front of a pretty good crowd here in Tuli Lake. We were kind of talking about that. Lots of cars in the parking lot, lots of foot traffic around the area with the fair going on across the street, but hey, it's nice to see some faces out and folks at the football field.
Yeah, it's really nice. This is the favorite time of year right now. Weather's really good. You can come out and watch a great game with your family. Inexpensive entertainment, quite honestly.
Absolutely.
And get to sit around your neighbors. Yeah.
If you find yourself out here in Tuli Lake this weekend enjoying the Tuli Lake Butte Valley Fair, encourage you to check out all of our coverage as well on all of our social medias. We'll be out there. I know I'll be out there on Sunday enjoying the fair, which is, again, just going on right across the street. In just a few minutes, I know they've got some kind of Eagles tribute band playing, so you might hear some music as we move throughout the broadcast as well. All right, nearing the end of halftime, Tuli Lake leads Butte Valley 48-0. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we should be just about ready for third quarter action. Appreciate you being with us for the mybasin.com Game of the Week, also on air on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
At mybasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
the pace and reach of social media,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals
that is second to none.
We're proud to call Klamath Falls our home.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Klamath Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Klamath Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Klamath Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I love to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Josh Eldridge, Todd Andrus back with you for the MyBasin.com Game of the Week on 1150, 92.9 KAGO. Both teams back out onto the field, getting their warm-up stretches in as we about 90 seconds away from third quarter action. Talking a little bit about Butte Valley during that halftime show, wanting to just win this second half. You're Tuli Lake, you're up big, up 48-0. You've got some subs in. It's a different game for them at this point, too.
Yeah, most definitely. And what the younger players out there are doing now is showing their coaches that they're the future. And so they want to show it. And they're playing this team again next week, and they want to show that, hey, maybe I should start this next game. The last thing is there's a big 0 up on that board. And any team that can have 4 quarters with a 0 on it is that's a lot of pride to them. They want to send a message to the rest of the league that they're here to win it.
So a lot of pride on both sides. You talk about Butte Valley. They're trying to get on the board for the first time this season. Tuli Lake, I think, takes just an equal amount of pride in shutting them down.
Yeah, exactly right.
Third quarter action lays ahead here in Tuli Lake, California. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. And we talk about the MyBasin.com Game of the Week here in Tuli Lake. I believe it's our first broadcast on this station and on this website here in Tuli Lake. And going to continue making our journey around the Klamath Basin. Our next broadcast is going to be on the 21st of September at Lost River High School. That's a Saturday. Very excited to visit the Raiders program. They're also coming off a state championship as an 8-man school. They've made a move up to the 2A classification in Oregon. They'll be playing 9-man football this year, and going to take a look at Bonanza at some points, Chiloquin as well. Of course, we'll make our way to Klamath Union, and right now they're trailing Mazama in the Canal Bowl 13-6. That's the latest we've got from them still in the first quarter, and we'll keep you updated on scores throughout the evening. I'm glad to be with you wherever you might be and however you might be joining us, listening or watching. And be sure to spread the word. Our broadcast is free all season long.
And I want to echo something you've been saying. If you get a chance to get down to this community and go to this fair this weekend, you need to do it. Great entertainment. The community takes a lot of pride in this fair, and it'd be nice for us to support them.
Tonight through Sunday afternoon, make your way out to the Tuli Lake Butte Valley Fair. Concerts tomorrow night as well, and the Demo Derby Saturday. And, of course, the Carnival. Can't miss that. As we get ready for third quarter action here at the high school. Looks like a new guy back to receive for Butte Valley. I believe it's Miguel Vargas on the left side, as Butte Valley will be going from right to left, driving towards the east goal with the sun setting behind him. And the kick is up, comes to the near side, and it's going to be fielded by Ramirez. Fields it cleanly, brings it up to the 25, and it's going to be stripped clean by Robinson for Tuli Lake, and he is pushed out of bounds inside the 5, but he almost took that like a handoff.
Yeah, he really did. You got to use your blocks. He didn't use his block, ran right into that tackler, and he was surprised. Boom. That kid stripped that ball, and now they are first and goal just to add more on.
Max Robinson, we've talked about how veteran-led this Tuli Lake team is, a number of seniors. Max Robinson has scored 2 touchdowns tonight with that strip there, adding another one. He's just a freshman, and, leaving his impact on this game.
Yeah, yep.
This will be first and goal from inside the 5. It looks like maybe the 2 or 3 yard line where Tuli Lake starts possession. And it's going to be a handoff, and that is
fumbled.
Wow, and Butte Valley's going to get the ball right back.
Yep.
See where they start. It looks like they might have moved up a little bit, maybe to the 4, and they take over 11:45 to go down 48-0.
Yeah, I didn't see who it was, but there was great penetration in there. Got him at the handoff, and then he recovered the ball. Great job.
Good to see that kind of drive and motivation effort after kind of a discouraging kickoff return. Butte Valley will get the ball back. Starting well in their own territory. Again, 1st and 10 from their own 4. This looks to be a handoff along the right side, but moving upfield for a gain of about 4 yards. 2nd and about 6 to go from the 10.
Yeah, nice quick trap there. When you're deep in your own end zone, you got to do some of those things to get a little bit of room.
2nd down for the Bulldogs. This is going to be another handoff, trying to move to the right side. That's Vargas, but the ball pops out again. It looked like Vargas was able to fall back on it after being stood up on the tackle. Going backwards there, though, 3rd and 9. For 8 on 3rd down conversions tonight are the Bulldogs. They have been helped out by some penalties, but haven't been able to convert straight up so far tonight. The backfield, Stevenson. Tuli Lake preparing for the pass on defense, and here it comes. Stevenson alone in the pocket, feels pressure to his left, rolls to his right, tries to find some room up the middle, gets past the defender,
run.
Now blows past 2, up past the 30, down near the 40, and a fantastic run by Stevenson to find a hole, but there is a flag back around the 15-yard line. And we'll see if this one winds up coming back. There's a flag again near side of the field. And that was where Stevenson had been running before cutting back across the middle of the field. And looks like they might be waving this one off. So a great run and a 1st down for Butte Valley. And they are moving the ball down the field. A 3rd down conversion, making them 1 for 9 on the night. And a 1st down. That is their 3rd of the evening. And they'll take this ball at the 30. About the 28, rather. 1st and 10 Bulldogs. Snap taken under center. Handed off to Vargas again. The fullback moves upfield for about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down for Butte Valley.
If you can continue to get 4 yards on that play, just keep running it until they stop.
See out there on the field for Butte Valley, the freshman Zeke Winkle. We saw him exit the game in that first half after maybe being a little bit banged up. Now lining up as what looks to be maybe a tight end formation for him. Oh. And the snap is high over the head of Stevenson. He's going to have to go back for it and fall on it. And a big negative play for the Bulldogs. Back behind the 20, might have been near the 15. And that is a big loss. The yard to gain is the 39.
These little mistakes, I mean, they just impact your game. If you get rid of those little mistakes, you're driving the ball, you're keeping the ball going, and those type of mistakes and flags, those are the things that are going to kill you.
8:50 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. Tuli Lake leads Butte Valley 48-0. And Stevenson alone in the backfield takes the snap, looks over the middle of the field. A deep pass is caught. And now just one man to beat, and he's going to do it. Wyatt Langford taking it to the house. And a Butte Valley touchdown with 8.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. No flags out there. And the Bulldogs have their first points of the 2024 campaign.
They kept going there. You know, they were just getting, they were just missing it, and boom. Big play. Ran it all the way to the house. That had to be, 85 yards?
Just about, yeah. Great catch there by Langford. Had one man to beat, and he got the job done. 48-6. Tuli Lake still well out in front. 8.5 to go in the first quarter, in the 3rd quarter. And we'll see if they wind up going for a 2-point conversion here. And that is what they're going to try to do. A run up the gut from Vargas, and
they got it.
They got it. 40-point deficit, but Butte Valley on the board, 48-8 with 8:26 to go in the third quarter. That drive, 5 plays, 96 yards, and about 3 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock for Butte Valley. That's a good drive. Their first score, getting the 2-point there. And it was Langford on the about 85-yard touchdown catch.
That's going to be one of those plays that you as a receiver remember 30 years later telling your kids. Congratulations to them.
48-8 here in Tuli Lake, and just got another score update from Klamath Falls. Mazama scoring another touchdown as time expires in the first quarter. They lead Klamath Union 20-6. Seeing Butte Valley's kickoff team, their squad, for the first time since the opening kickoff of the ball game. And back to receive for the Honkers is Angel Sandoval. Vargas to kick for Butte Valley. The kick is up. A short kick. That's going to bounce around by the 35. It's going to be picked up by Garcia. Comes along the near sideline. Gets past the 50. Now to the 45, to the 40. Inside the 35, the 30. Inside the 20. To the 15, to the 5, and into the end zone. But a flag is on the field. And it's thrown at about the 28-yard line. And he scooted past a couple defenders there, but probably coming back.
Yeah, and that block never needed to be happen. It was if I score that touchdown, I'm talking to my friend on the side of the field and said, "Why did you do that?" Because there was no need for it, and but it was a good call by the official. It had to be gotten, and it's coming back.
And there was Garcia. He was trying to find out what the officials were talking about.
It's a blindside block.
Wow.
So it's going to be 15.
So Tuli Lake will get an opportunity with the offense even after the penalty, although you would have liked the score. A chance for the offense to operate, and we kind of talked about a little bit there, Todd. It'll be the second-team offense trying to get some reps in, and good work for some of these younger guys on such a veteran-led team. As you move through the thicker parts of your schedule, these guys might not get too many more opportunities to see significant playing time.
Exactly. They got to show their stuff right now.
So 1st and 10, Tuli Lake at the 40 into Butte Valley territory. 8 minutes to go in this third quarter. And it's going to be a handoff to Robinson, quickly wrapped up in the backfield, and a nice read there by the Butte Valley defense. And in on the tackle there was Gabe Volk, the freshman.
Yeah, he just shot that gap, got back in the backfield, interrupted it. Wow, great play for 31.
Moves it back about 3 or 4 yards. Second down on the way for Tuli Lake. Robinson in the backfield, and another quarterback getting snaps for Tuli Lake. I believe that's Jason Orr, number 10, going to be taking this snap. And he is going to hand it off to Robinson, who again is wrapped up quickly in the backfield. And another great play by the same defender. And you were right there. It was 31, Christopher Johnson, the sophomore, in on that tackle. And bringing Tuli Lake down for another loss.
And they're getting some great penetration from the defensive line that's allowing him to do that. So it's just not him shooting that gap. It is that the offensive line is playing on their side of the field that's helping them get that interruption in the backfield.
Third down and long for Tuli Lake, and by my count, this is the first time the Honkers have faced third down tonight. And they'll do it with the large field in front of them. Snap at the 46. Silva is going to dump it off to the near receiver and cut up field, taken out at the 30. And that might be just short of the marker, maybe by a yard. The reception was made by Sandoval. Was able to get a significant gain, but it will be 4th and 1.
Yeah, that was a blown coverage. you should never have a back out of the backfield that wide open.
6.5 to go in the third quarter. 48-8. Tuli Lake with an advantage over Butte Valley. 4th and 1, and the Honkers offense remains on the field. Starting quarterback back out there as well with Xavier Silva under center. Robinson in motion to the right side. He'll take the toss, find his way upfield, past the 30, now to the 25. Daylight in front of him, past the 10 to the 5 and into the end zone. And another Honkers touchdown. And that will give them a 54-8 advantage with 6:03 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, Butte Valley was like pinching that line. They're looking for that inside dive because it's 4th and short, and boom, they kick it outside. It's wide open.
8th touchdown of the night for Tuli Lake, and for Robinson, that's his 3rd and longest of the night, a 36-yard touchdown run. And on to kick the extra point is Flores. Kick is up, and it is good. Tuli Lake builds upon their lead. They answer the touchdown scored by Butte Valley, and they are up 55-8, 6:03 to go in the third quarter. That drive for Tuli Lake going 40 yards in 4 plays and 2 minutes, and they capped it off with an explosive 36-yard rushing touchdown for Max Robinson. That is his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night. And by my count, it's a combined about 78 yards on his rushing touchdowns tonight.
Wow.
Freshman making a name in game 1. And that was on 4th down as well for Tuli Lake. 1 for 1 on 4th down conversion attempts. And they are ready to kick it back off to Butte Valley. To receive is going to be Vargas and Winkle. And to kick once more for Tuli Lake will be Flores. Butte Valley scored on their last drive. Trying to get a good kickoff return here. They've had a few of good returns tonight. Looking for another one here in the third quarter. Again, 6:03 remaining in this quarter. Flores with the boot. And it's going to be taken by Vargas. Takes it down the middle of the field. Gets it past the 20 and down just past the 20-yard line. Maybe the 22, and that is where Butte Valley will start this possession again. Their touchdown drive a few minutes ago was 96 yards, 3 minutes, about 15 seconds, 5 plays. They've got a shorter field in front of them here, taking over at the 22. It'll be 1st and 10. And timeout is called by Butte Valley. That'll be their first of this half. Trying to talk things over before getting the ball back on offense. And it seems like the offense has been working a little bit better for them since they got the sophomore in at quarterback. They've been able to, as you said, extend the field a little bit more on each possession.
Yep. Yeah. No, I think so. And again, it's they're building. They're building this program. They got 21 kids, the biggest turnout since over a decade.
Yeah.
And so they've got a lot of good things building on this one. And the second half, they want to send a message that next week is not going to be like this week. And right now the second half is 8-7, and they're winning.
Very true. We'll have 1st and 10 Butte Valley as the teams head back out onto the field. And it'll be 1st and 10 again from the 22. 5:40 and counting. The clock is running here in Tuli Lake in the third quarter. The score 55-8. Back to pass is the sophomore Stevenson. Has some time, rolls out to his right, feels pressure to his back, now cuts upfield. He's wrapped up by 2 defenders, but it looked like he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so no harm, no foul there for Butte Valley as the quarterback found some room, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
just spending just a little bit too much time. That clock has got to go off in your head when you're a quarterback, especially your blind side. He is lucky he stepped up on that, or it could have been ugly.
Maybe a gain of 1 on the previous play, 2nd and 9 in the snap. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, but the ball pops out on the handoff. And the Bulldogs do recover. It was Vargas again who fell on it. He's been in the right place at the right time on those fumbles a few times tonight. And the ball rolled a couple yards upfield as well, so Butte Valley faces a 3rd and about 7, maybe a long 6 for them. 4.5 to go in the third quarter. 55-8 the score.
They had success on 3rd and long last drive. Let's see if they can do it again.
Stevenson takes this snap from under center. It's going to be another handoff, although this time Vargas with a little bit of room breaks 1 tackle, keeps the legs turning, and a gain of 7. Looks pretty close to a first down. We'll see. And they're going to give it to him. A nice first down run there by Vargas. That is the 4th of the night for Butte Valley. Another 3rd down conversion, 2 for 10 and 2 in a row. 1st and 10 from about the 37-yard line.
Yeah, that was a heavy run. When you tackle him, it was going to hurt. That was
another handoff up the middle, and again, Butte Valley falls on a fumble. Ball security has been a bit of a struggle tonight for Butte Valley, but they've been fortunate to fall on more than they haven't. That time it was Winkle who made the recovery. 2nd and 10. Bulldogs back on the line of scrimmage. Stevenson again under center, a fullback dive, and Johnson exploded through the line of scrimmage there for a gain of 7 or 8 there. And that will bring up 3rd and short. A ferocious run there by Johnson through the line of scrimmage.
That was a great run. That's a man-on-man, who wants it more type of run. And great gain.
3rd and short, similar play, although this time stuffed by the Tuli Lake defense. A gain of maybe 1 on the play. 4th and 1 coming up. Bulldogs have started to have some luck on 3rd down, coming up short there. But here on 4th and short, we'll see if they decide to go up the middle once more. But Tuli Lake packing the box on defense. Fumble on the snap, and this looks recovered by the Honkers, and it is on 4th down. Fumble probably doesn't hurt as bad as it could have for Butte Valley, being at 4th down anyway. But now Tuli Lake takes over in Butte Valley territory, and they'll do so at about the 46 or 47-yard line. Clock running again here, 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Tuli Lake, they hustle to the ball in the line of scrimmage. Snap taken by yet another new Tuli Lake Honker, but at the time of the snap, a flag thrown by the far referee. And it looks like it might have been a fumble fallen on by Butte Valley, but there was a flag down on the far side of the field, and it looked like right at the snap. Curious to see what this will be here. Anything coming from it? Did they wave it off?
I think they're waving that flag off.
All right, 1st and 10, Butte Valley. They'll take over with 1:40 to go in the third, down 55-8. And they'll take it pretty much right at the 50-yard line. Here we go, 1st and 10. High snap and a toss to Johnson on the near side. Nice way to move upfield past the 50, past the 45, down at maybe the 44-yard line. And a gain of 6 on the play brings up 2nd down for Butte Valley. That time able to get outside a little bit.
Yeah, number 31, he's running with a little attitude. And that's good to see when the score is this lopsided, that he still cares enough to to put it all out there.
This time a handoff to Vargas. He finds his way up the middle for a gain of about 6 yards. And that will bring up a first down for Butte Valley, their 6th of the contest. And it'll be 1st and 10 from the about 38-yard line. Not seeing Stevenson out there. Vargas, I believe, took the snap that time and faked the handoff to Johnson. No, now Stevenson back out on the field, the sophomore who's been taking snaps at quarterback. Falls back into the pocket, looks to his right, now looks over the middle, and that pass is picked off by Ivan Jaime once more. His 3rd pick of the night brings it back across the 45. And another big interception there on a risky throw over the middle. 1st and 10, Tuli Lake at the 47.
Yeah, when you're making that throw, that's got to be a quick throw. If you're giving them time, if it takes a long time to get that throw out there, you're giving that defensive backfield an opportunity to recover and then do exactly what just happened, take an interception back.
I believe that was Jaime's 1st interception, but 3rd overall tonight for Tuli Lake. Had a couple for Anthony Loza earlier in the game. And it looks like we began the 4th quarter about 10 seconds ago. No timeout was taken, I believe. Oh, no. Going to continue running the clock. We'll stick with you through this, moving on through the action, as I think both teams are prepared for a running clock as we enter the 4th quarter with a score of 55-8. Team's already on the ball, the Tuli Lake offense is, and they're going to end up going the other way now, driving back towards the east with the Tuli Lake Butte Valley Fairgrounds behind them. And it'll be 1st and 10 from about the 47-yard line. "11 minutes and counting here in the 4th. And Tuli Lake likely going to keep the ball on the ground for this possession. But again, a new guy back taking snaps. It looks like it's Ricky Garcia. And a handoff up the middle, but going backwards by a yard or so. Good job there by Butte Valley. Getting in the backfield. On the carry was Giovanni Alvarez. And that was Ricky Garcia, the freshman, taking some snaps there for Tuli Lake. Couple more guys heading out onto the field. I believe I saw 87 heading off. And some younger players still getting action here for the Honkers. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 47. This a handoff to the near side, wrapped up and wrestled down quickly. On that play was number 22, another new addition to this offense, Wyatt Taylor, the freshman, goes backwards on that play. It'll be 3rd and about 15, under 10 minutes to go now in the ball game. Tuli Lake up 55-8. Honkers back on the football. Again, it'll be 3rd and about 15. Alone in the backfield is Garcia, the quarterback. Takes the snap, rolls quickly to his right, being chased, dumps off a pass in a no-man's land. Looked like the intended target might have been number 28, although 4th down, and Tuli Lake looks like they're going to punt this one. Score update from the Canal Bowl happening back in Klamath Falls. The Mazama Vikings taking on the Klamath Union Pelicans. Pelicans back on the board with 6:47 to go in the 2nd quarter. They trail Mazama 20-12. Here in Tuli Lake, a score of 55-8. Loza with the punt. Winkle. That's going to get over his head. He touched it. He's going to pick it up at about the 20, wrestled down behind there near the 15, maybe a couple yards in front, but a long field in front of Butte Valley with about 8.5 to go in the 4th quarter. as they trail big. First and 10 from about the 11 or so for Butte Valley.
Looks like there's some confusion.
Trying to get the right personnel on the field for Butte Valley, I think. It looks like they're going to have to take a timeout here and stop the clock. It'll be Butte Valley's second timeout of this half. And we'll remind you at this break that tonight's broadcast on mybasin.com is brought to you by Klamath Falls Subaru. Through the Subaru Love Promise and Subaru Share the Love events, Klamath Falls Subaru has donated thousands of dollars to dozens of hometown charities. Comfortable and not corporate at Klamath Falls Subaru. Stop by and say hi. And at the beginning of another football season and academic sports season, the Oregon Schools Activities Association wants to remind you that they are always looking for new officials, whether it's football or any of the other fall sports, volleyball, soccer. They are always looking for officials. So if you're looking to stay involved in a sport you love and earn some money in the process, you should become an athletic official. Visit osaa.org/officials for more information. And for those of you listening here in California as well, just reach out to your local officials association. They will certainly have a spot for you among the ranks there. First and 10, Butte Valley back on the field, taking it from their own 11-yard line. 7:43 remains in the ball game. Ball snapped and handed off. No, it's a keeper for Stevenson. He's going to roll out to the left and move upfield a couple yards. It'll be second and about 8. Looked like maybe an option or a designed keeper, and actually more of a gain of 4. Looks like second and 6. A nice job there by Stevenson. He's used his legs quite a bit tonight from the quarterback position.
For being as young as he is, he's looking really good in controlling the huddle and making some wise choices.
Second and 6, and this one going backwards by about 2 yards. It'll be third and long. Butte Valley hasn't had a lot of success on third down tonight, although they are 2 for their last 3 attempts. This time, though, third and a long 7, we'll call it. Under center, the quarterback once more. Butte Valley with a run up the middle, this time finding a hole, moving upfield, but looks like he might have got the first down. A nice gain there, about 7 or 8 yards by the running back. I think that was Johnson again on the carry. The sophomore, we've said his name quite a few times tonight, that time picking up a first down. It'll be first and 10 from about the 24-yard line. Another handoff up the middle for the Bulldogs. Goes for a couple yards. Second and 8. And again, Johnson carrying that football.
I'll tell you, he runs angry, which is really kind of neat to see. And, he's going to have some bumps and bruises after this game, but he's that pride that we talked about, he's showing it right now.
Certainly is. Call it second and 7 coming up for Butte Valley as the clock continues to tick away. 6 minutes remaining in the ball game, and score 55-8. Tuli Lake leads Butte Valley. This time, Stevenson takes a high snap, recovers it after a bounce, having to roll out to his right, feeling pressure from every angle, and finally stood up and knocked down by the Tuli Lake defense for another sack. It'll be third and about 13 to go. Garcia in on the tackle there for Tuli Lake. Some new defenders checking into the game for the Honkers. I see Dathan Colano out there, the sophomore, lining up along the near side. Third and 13, high snap, but a handoff to Winkle. He goes along the left side, has some blockers in front of him, but is taken out of bounds after a gain of about 5 yards. It'll be 4th and 9. Rafael Hernandez, one of the last starters out there in on the tackle, the junior. And that will bring up, again, about 4th and 9 on the way. Winkle coming back off the field. Saw him exit a little bit earlier, but has gotten a few more touches since returning, although now heads to the sideline for this 4th and 9 attempt for the Bulldogs. Stevenson back to throw. Feels pressure up front, throws a pass downfield, and a flag is thrown. And that looked like it might have been Miles Scott, the junior from Tuli Lake, a bit handsy before the ball got to the spot.
Yep.
Pass interference called against the Honkers. And that will give Butte Valley a fresh set of downs with under 4 minutes to go in the ballgame.
Yeah, for younger players, that's a coachable moment. That pass, if he completed it and just made the tackle, ball's turned over and you go the other way. So I'm sure that Tuli Lake coaches will use that as a coachable moment.
1st and 10 from the 40. Run up the gut, good for about a yard. And again, that was Johnson on the carry. Good for a yard. Second and 9 on the way. And 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Bulldogs just looking for positive plays here. And this one.
Oh, fumble.
Has another fumble on the transfer. Scramble for the football, and Tuli Lake thinks they have it, and they do. Another turnover, and that will likely be the last possession for the Bulldogs tonight as the Honkers fall on it, and they'll take it over. 1st and 10, and they'll be at about the 43-yard line driving into Butte Valley territory. Smiles starting to come out on the Tuli Lake sideline as they are just minutes away from wrapping up their first win of the 2024 season.
Yeah, I don't think it changes the outcome of this game, but I'll tell you, those turnovers, those flags that they've gotten, this would have been a much closer game if they could have stayed in control of those.
Sandoval, the quarterback. No, pardon me, it's Garcia, the quarterback. He's going to roll out to his right on a designed keeper, find his way upfield for the first down and more, and he is all alone into the end zone, but a flag down about 15 yards past the line of scrimmage. And maybe another missed opportunity for Tuli Lake. We talk about the penalties that have hurt Butte Valley tonight. Tuli Lake has had just as many called back against them as well.
That's exactly right, and you don't want to get sloppy in games like this. And Tuli Lake has gotten a little sloppy later in this game. It's the younger players; they're going to learn. They're going to get the better technique as the season comes along. But this is something that you need to coach as a championship team. If you want a championship team, you cannot allow these things to happen.
So moving on back, it'll be 1st and 5 for Tuli Lake. Maybe only a couple of more plays left in the game as there's a minute 10 left to go tonight with Tuli Lake up big. Garcia again takes the snap. It's fumbled again on the transfer. The Honkers fall on it quickly. There to do so was Wyatt Taylor, the freshman. It was a fumble on the transfer, but he was able to fall on it in time. 2nd and 10. And this will likely be the last play of the ball game. We'll see if Tuli Lake winds up in victory formation here with 2nd and 10. And before they do, they will call timeout, their first of this half, with 30 seconds remaining. Talked about the looking ahead on the schedule for both of these teams. It is one more matchup against each other next week, although that game will be played in Doris. After that, Tuli Lake hits the road. They won't be back here until the 21st of September against Plumish Charter. That's their league opener in the northern half of the northern section of these of the NSCIF standings. They're in Division I, the northern portion. Last year they finished runner-up there behind Hayfork, would eventually play them in the section championship game. Butte Valley finished runner-up in their Division II last year, putting up a 6-3 overall record, 5-2 in league play. But off to a slow start this season. They'll wind up 0-2 after tonight. We'll talk a little bit more about that in our post-game show this evening from Tuli Lake. Second down and 10, and the Honkers, they'll line up in victory formation. It's how you want to end every football game, and they'll do it here in week 1 as the teams head off the field. Tuli Lake victorious in their home opener and the 2024 Fair Bowl, taking care of business against Butte Valley with a 55-8 victory. We continue your coverage here from Tuli Lake. We'll take a break. We'll talk about the game that we've had and look ahead at the rest of the schedule for the MyBasin.com Game of the Week. You've been listening to it all 9 on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes, so leave it here.
What, Ron? Great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, the retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
At MyBasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
The pace and reach of social media,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
We're proud to call Klamath Falls our home.
Wrapping things up tonight from Tuli Lake, California, as the Honkers defeated Butte Valley 55-8. Todd, the second half certainly a different story from the first half, but we do have to go back for a moment because Tuli Lake jumped out of a cannon to start this game, and they got up big time behind some great play from a number of players.
Yeah, first quarter they were in control, interceptions, capitalizing on Butte Valley's mistakes, running the ball extremely well. And then when they started passing, they did a good job in that area too. So they did a great job. They have a good future this year.
Now, we talked about it at halftime that Butte Valley, one thing that you felt like they had to do in this second half was win that second half. And if you look at the score, they did exactly that.
Yeah, 8-7, and that's the small victory that you go home and start building on. You get rid of those little mistakes. You get rid of those interceptions and the penalties and fumbles and stuff like that, and you start building. They have a very young team. They're going to grow into this season, and you could just see they're going to get better and better and better as they go.
Same could be said about Tuli Lake as well, showing up big time in their first game of the season. Coming off a year where they were runner-ups last year, their goals lay further than that. No better way to start than 1-0.
Yeah, and their cupboard is full. I mean, you could, even though they lost the second half, they lost only by a point. Those kids, those freshmen and sophomores that came onto the field in the second half did an outstanding job too, and they have a lot to be proud of. And like I said, they have a good future in front of them.
Final score tonight, Tuli Lake 55, Butte Valley 8. Football coverage doesn't stop tonight on mybasin.com. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, tune in. You'll be able to catch the Henley Hornets taking on the Lakeview Honkers for the Hornets season opener as they prepare to defend a 4A state championship. Our next broadcast, going to another small school in the Basin on the 21st of this month, out to Lost River High School. Hopefully you join us for that one as well on 1150 and 92.9 KAGO. mybasin.com, your home for everything going on in the Klamath Basin, whether it's news, sports, or special events, everything else in between. You can find it online on mybasin.com. I want to thank everybody who helped make tonight's broadcast possible. Of course, we'll start with both head coaches, Matt Andrade at Tuli Lake and Chris Versalati at Butte Valley, helping us before the broadcast, as well as Tricia McCohen, the athletic director here at Tuli Lake High School, making sure we had a place to be. Her staff and herself has been wonderful tonight, and the community of Tuli Lake as well. Todd, thank you for joining me on the first broadcast of the season. Appreciate you. My friend David Henson running camera tonight. Thank you so much for joining us on the mybasin.com Game of the Week. One last time, final score tonight, 55-8. Tuli Lake victorious in Week 1. For all my friends in the broadcast and for all of you listening from home, my name is Josh Eldridge, and good night from Tuli Lake, California.